We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Asante Samuel Jr. He was lights out yesterday, shut down across the board in many different coverages, off man, press man. He looked good in the red zone. He was making plays on the ball. Now if he can just turn some of those plays on balls into interceptions, then that would be very big time for the Chargers, because he had a couple opportunities and didn't end up making the play. Needs to maybe take after his father in that area, but he looked really good playing in zone too. Just his route recognition was out of this world. He just showed high level play. His technique was really good. So let's get right into this breakdown. Really good rep in the red zone versus the goal line fade from Asante Samuel Jr. Mahomes wants the back shoulder here. Based on the positioning of the receiver pre-snap, Samuel knows it's one of two things. It's only going to be the goal line fade, probably the back shoulder, or the slant to the inside. And he reads this perfectly. He does a really good job. Stays square. He's patient, active feet, eyes on the tight end, and once he sees him commit, he gets his eyes back to the quarterback, sees the back shoulder. He's already committing, knowing the back shoulder is coming based on his positioning here. And he doesn't allow the tight end to eat up cushion and use his body to box him out. He knows that's what the tight end wants to do in the red zone, but he understands that, maintains the cushion and the positioning, and then makes a play on the ball. This could have been a huge pick and possibly probably a pick six if he caught this in stride, but just a really high level play from like the process to the end point, staying patient, staying square. Very good route recognition, played with anticipation all night in every area. There was times he played with discipline when he needed to, and then when he knew a play was coming, he played aggressive downhill. He's very scrappy in that manner. Just love watching him play. He's looked even better than he did last year, and he looked pretty good last year. So I'm excited to watch him grow as the season progresses. This time we got Samuel in off-man coverage. A lot of space to cover here. Like, the wide receiver should win this rep with how much space there is. He doesn't really have any help, and he just anticipates this route, takes away this throw right here. Was never open, never had an opportunity. Look at the anticipation of the break here. He stays active with his feet. He weaves to maintain his inside leverage, knowing that it's cover one and the safety's cheating to this side, so he has no help to the inside. Weaves to maintain his inside leverage. He starts to slow down, anticipating the route break. He knows he's going off against Juju, and Juju's not really your deep downfield threat type of guy. He wins more in the short intermediate range. So he starts to slow down his feet, anticipating the break. Really good job. Just high-level football IQ out of Samuel. Knows who he's facing off against. Knows the situation. Knows the route is probably going to break around the sticks, just based on what he's seeing. And then gets in perfect positioning. Would have made was right there. If the ball was thrown to him, would have been in perfect position at the catch point. So yeah, high-level play, off-man coverage from Samuel. Really good rep from Asante Samuel Jr. You can just see the difference between him and J.C. Jackson on this play, because Jackson gets beat for the touchdown, and they're running the same like sort of out and up double move concept, and Jackson ends up falling for it, but Samuel stays patient. He knows MVS is who's he's against, so he opens up those hips, and he sort of floats the outside to maintain his leverage, doesn't want to get his blind spot attacked, and then stays patient, and just over the top, inside leverage still. If you watch the bottom, just watch Jackson. He lets him eat up the cushion and ends up getting turned around here. So once you're in that position, you've lost. Samuel, perfect position the entire time, understands when to open his hips, when to not open his hips. And this is cover one, no help, has to stay over the top. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is a deep downfield threat. He just understands the situation. Very high IQ football player that Samuel is. Chargers running a version of cover three match. They do this a lot. Look at his feet to mirror and match Juju. He is not threatened downfield at all, so he is breaking, anticipating the route breaks. He is not threatened by the speed. Stays smooth, balanced in his pedal, maintains the space, feels Juju start to slow down. He's reading the high pad level. That's a route indicator that the receiver is about to break on his route, and he just matches it perfectly. Great mirroring of the receiver in this sort of basically turns into off-man coverage, being three match, and he runs, his first 10 routes are vertical, so he is matching Juju on this route no matter what, and he just reads it perfectly. Just throughout this game, he was reading routes versus different receivers in the match coverages, and even in zone, he was just reading the QB's eyes, being in perfect position. It just was outstanding work from Samuel. Now this time we got Samuel in cover two. They're running cover two at the bottom of the screen, so he is the flat defender. He is the cloud corner. Sees number one go inside, And it's a 3-by-1 to his side, so whichever, once he sees one, go to the inside. He has to find number 2 or number 3. Doesn't see anything coming his way. Then sees the running back coming out into the flat. Reading eyes on the QB, sticks his foot in the ground. Nice explosive positioning from him here. And just closes. Very good closing speed to get there right at the catch point to break this up. Doesn't really allow a game on it was 2nd and 10. Doesn't allow anything to happen here. So when you're seeing high level processing like this, and when you're the cover 2 cloud corner and you're playing outstanding in man coverage, whether it be press in the red zone or playing way off or in soft press, any different ways, that's the signs of a shutdown corner. If he keeps this up, he could work his way into elite territory with what I saw from this game. Every time he lined up against MVS in off man coverage, cover 1, he knew to stay over the top, maintain his upfield shoulder positioning. Doesn't allow him to get to the outside either because he has helped the inside in the cover 1. Just maintains perfect leverage. Doesn't fall for these double moves. They were trying to run this out and up on him all game. He stays square, patient. Doesn't give up too much cushion either. And then once he sees him commit to the outside, he opens up those hips, stays over the top, reads the route perfectly. Just doing this all game. He understood the assignment, the receiver, and then forces Mahomes to basically overthrow it just because there's nowhere to go with that ball. Just doesn't get better when it comes to leverage and position maintenance throughout the route stem from your corner in cover 1 coverage like that. Off man coverage, again, they were running cover 1 and cover 3 match a lot versus MVS again, and this time feels the route break coming. Even MVS, I know the other routes were him working against him vertically, this time breaking on the curl, and he's able to anticipate it. He feels the route break coming. Look at him slow down. Lets him eat up the cushion because he's feeling this. He's anticipating. He's recognizing what's happening. Clearly, you can tell that he watched his film and understands what the offense is trying to do. And just look at the footwork, too, to mirror and match these steps of the receiver. Just look at his feet. And then able to even falls out of balance a little bit right here. But is able to recover off of one, just stick one foot in the ground and stop his momentum like that. That's impressive athleticism. Really good change of direction. Very good foot quickness. Love the lateral agility he shows too. And then he's just a sticky man coverage defender and really excels in space playing in off man coverage. This is the last play that I wanted to break down on Samuel. Really, really impressive game that I saw from him in Chase. This is nothing too crazy. Just wanted to look at him off man versus the whip route. You can just see how fast he changes directions and recognizes this stuff. Feels the hip sink back to the outside and is able to stick his foot in the ground. Basically match the body language of the receiver and get downhill. Matching routes like this, high change of direction routes like the whips, the shake routes, things like this from off man can be very difficult because once you see the receiver sort of break to the inside, you're not expecting him to just stop, put the brakes on and run the whip. So a lot of times, look, even he's going to over pursue this, take the angle to get downhill. This is a really good route to beat this type of coverage, but he's able to stop on a dime with the receiver, get downhill, close the space, get right in the hip pocket at the line of, or at the first down marker, but he throws it somewhere else due to pressure. But that's pretty impressive stuff. If Mahomes was ready to throw it right at the break, he still might have caught it just because he's playing 10 yards off, and it's pretty impossible for most corners to make that play. But the ability to stick his foot in the ground and get down, and even when it had a chance to make a play if the ball was thrown, is super impressive. Samuel was all over the field making plays in those off-man coverage, cover 3 match, even cover 2 as a cloud corner. He was comfortable doing it all. He's very physical. He's not afraid to put his hands on you, make tackles either. And now the only thing he really needs to work on is getting those interceptions, securing the catches, because if he can do that, then he's going to be a very, very good player for a very long time. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.